Al Roker right here at 3 News. We'll talk a little bit more about that and let you know some behind the scenes little tips and talkers that we had when we spent some time with Al. And he's actually right now broadcasting live from the Today Show, for the Today Show, actually, right here in Cleveland. I'm Danielle Wiggins with Holly Strano, Austin Love, Dave Chudowski, Maureen Kyle, and Lindsey Buckingham, the Go Team. And so if you have any questions, let us know. Put it in the comments section. We are live on Facebook, and hopefully we'll be live on YouTube as well. But Holly, one big talker that people are talking about yesterday, Mother's Day. First of all, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers there. I hope you enjoyed your day yesterday. But boy, we did not enjoy that snow.
Yeah, that was quite the little something, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're not
Definitely something.
this morning, but what we are dealing with, and Danielle, you've been talking a lot about this for commuters, is the fog. So it's patchy, it's not everywhere. And if you're watching this later today, it will be non-existent. But we are seeing some really, really poor visibilities in our west, east suburbs. So just be aware of that. Outside of that, though, we are talking sunshine today, highs in the 50s. We, throughout the show, said, you know, we're pretty convinced that Al brought it with him for sure. But I have to say, I mean, this is still cool for this time of the year. We should be close to 70 with a high. And it's going to be a week of, you know, cooler weather again, with mainly 50s until we get closer to the weekend. And then we'll finally see more seasonal numbers. Should be upper 60s to near 70 by that point. So hang in there.
Yeah, so we said jokingly this morning that we brought the roller coaster weather for Al Roker, who is in town now for that reopening series on the Today Show. And of course, you can check that out as well at 7 a.m. He's highlighting Cleveland all week. But Al, thank you so much, Holly. But Al, he is going to be here again all day today as far as with the Today Show. And Mo and Dave, you all have got a chance to talk with him more. I'm going to share some video, well, actually some photos that we have posted on Facebook behind the scenes. So let everybody know, what is Al really like in person as I am sharing these photos with people from our back deck on Channel 3.
Yeah. He's a riot. He's exactly what you see on TV. I mean, everything is just, he's just a jokester. He just talks to everybody. I mean, he's a character. He's one of a kind. I mean, I can say that with all of you knowing for certainty that, like, that's what you see on the Today Show is exactly what you get. And, you know, he and I ran around different parts of Cleveland for last Tuesday evening. We went to Caramoo House, where, you know, as funny as he is, he's also extremely thoughtful. And he was talking to the director there, Tony Cias, and talking about the importance of Caramoo House and the programming that they have and how it moves the community forward. And you can tell that he's passionate about what he's covering in that moment, which was really cool to see. And he's such a professional. I was just telling Danielle, like, I mean, his questioning was so pointed, and you know, he had meaning behind every question. And he wanted to really find out genuinely what is next for Caramoo House, what is next for Playhouse Square. And then as we were walking around, you know, he's just so sweet. I mean, he's asking me about my 3 kids, and we're talking about parenthood, and he was talking to me about how his daughter's getting married, and, you know, the wedding, and talking about how he hasn't seen his sister in over a year, and he got to go to dinner with her that night, and what it was like to catch up. You know, and he always teases our Adam Miller, who's our director of content here, and to watch them together was hilarious. They jabbed each other back and forth, but then, you know, they'd take their jabs at each other and then be like, oh yeah, but remember that time when, oh yeah, what happened to that, and blah, blah, blah. So you can just tell he's one of those people that loves to connect on a personal level. No one's spared when it comes to his jokes and his jabs, but they're all friendly, you know, and he was so much fun. I mean, he's just such a big personality. And, he also, I think what impressed me too, was the way he remembered details about the people he worked with 40 years ago that were here,
Right.
he remembered talking to Gail, our editor, and he remembered going to parties with Al Wool, who's still in our production, head of our production. So it's just, he's a genuine guy. And it was just a pleasure to get to spend all that time with him.
I think what's amazing about him is the fact that, and I don't even know if it's amazing is the word, it doesn't surprise me, but the guy you meet is the same guy that's on the air. And that always doesn't happen. And it's amazing how quick he is. I mean, I know just interviewing him on the air, you have to be on your toes. You never know what's going to come your way. You have to be ready. And the thing about it is he's ready for anything. It's amazing how quick he is with a comment or a joke or the knowledge of having to discuss the topic. And I think that's what makes him amazing is he can really do it all. I mean, from weather to hosting to interviewing to, he could do play-by-play. He could do it all. I mean, he really is a professional. And as Maureen talked about, I really enjoyed this morning watching the piece with him coming back, as you can see here, and, visiting with his old colleagues, which I think is amazing. You go back to the late 70s and early 80s, we still have I think 3 people that are still working here that worked back there. And then
we have Lisa, we have Al, we have Leon,
Gail.
There they are, and Gail. So we have
Gail, our editor.
Yeah, so 4, and then of course Tom and Joe, they came back. So it just really, it was a lot of fun. And as I've mentioned multiple times, it's just amazing and awesome to have them showcase our city.
It is. So as if you guys weren't watching this morning, this is Al in our Studio B. They had planned for this to happen outdoors, but Cleveland, the rain came, and so they had to go inside. And then Al and Leon actually used to ride the RTA together, leaving. And so that was a great piece this morning that's actually on our Facebook page right now that really talks about, what they did on the RTA many years ago when they would leave the station here at 3 News. So I see a number of you chiming in. Joseph, hello to you, Joseph Fernandez. Keith, he says, let's all play a game. Where in the world is Al Roker right now? Well, he's in Cleveland. That's what you should know. Yodi, he says, Al is one of a kind. Like you said, he's authentic, and welcome back to Cleveland, Al. So we are excited to have him. And again, he is highlighting Cleveland all week on the Today Show. Another thing that's a big talker right now is, boy, did you watch the Kentucky Derby? Oh my goodness. Lindsay, you were on this story this morning. What is the latest going on with this scandal?
Well, it's kind of a big scandal because the winner, Medina Spirit, tested positive for a type of steroid. It's called beta methazone. And I believe the test showed that he had, I think, twice the amount that is allowed in the sport. So his trainer, who is like a Hall of Famer, I think, Dave, you mentioned it, I think he's won 7 times the Kentucky
No one's
Derby.
won more at the Kentucky Derby than him. He was tied at 6, and this pushed him to 7.
Yeah, total superstar. His name is Bob Baffert. So now that this has come to light, they're not only questioning the victory, but also the trainer's legacy. So they're doing another test, and that test is pending. But if the test shows that he did indeed test positive again, then they're going to make the runner-up the winner. The runner-up is Mandaloon. The interesting part, though, is even though they'd switch the winners, anyone who placed a bet, they're not going to lose any money, and they're not going to win any money if they switch winners. So another interesting thing is that Medina Spirit is expected to run next Saturday at the Preakness, which is like the second leg of the Triple Crown. So kind of a controversial thing. This isn't the first time that the trainer has been accused of that, but he's staunchly denying. He always has denied it. He's denying it this time. So it'll be interesting to see what shakes out. But it's not often we don't hear about these kinds of scandals all the time, with horse racing, but definitely a top talker today for sure.
Yeah, just the third horse in the 147-year history to have this happen. The sport has been dealing with some troubles, but this is just one of those stories that's like when you see it for the first time, it's a shocker. Obviously, 147 years, they only have it happen 3 times, but you just hate to see it in sport. It's going to be interesting this week then to see, if the horse Medina Spirit will be able to move on in the next leg of the Triple Crown, and what's going to happen with Bob Baffert.
Yeah.
So our executive producer, Ryan Hayden, for those of you who are like, what? I don't understand. I missed it. We have that story, of course, in the comment section. So it's going to be a big talker as they decide whether they're going to disqualify him or not. Lindsay, you were going to say something.
Oh, no, I agree with Dave. I think that, I think we both mentioned that this is not something that's talked about every day. So a lot of things are at stake. And I guess I think that it will certainly bring a lot of attention to the Preakness now that, and especially if Medina Spirit ends up competing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I worked in Louisville my first job was Louisville. This is my second job. Down there, Bob Baffert is huge. Like he's a household name among the horse racing community for sure. I mean, like, who he is. I mean, he's one of the biggest sports figures down there in horse country. And, he always is a powerhouse. But his stables are one of the most well-known stables. I mean, he always has at least one horse in the Kentucky Derby. As of recently, I told Dave on set, I'm like, I know it's only been 7, but it's like, I always see his face in my mind when I think of the Kentucky Derby winner. So this is a big business that he has too. His stables are big. So, I mean, if this is a black mark on his record, if this turns out, I mean, it's a huge blow to horse racing and a big, economic driver of Kentucky. I mean, just our neighbors to the south.
Wow. So we will definitely stay on that. Thank you, Maureen, for that perspective. And as we leave, 10 seconds left. Austin, we have to get you in. I'm dying to know, did you end up getting your girlfriend something for Mother's Day? And she's a bird.
I did.
You missed it, Mo. You missed it. We talked about Mother's Day. Do you get? No, we're not making a breaking news announcement with Austin.
No.
And his girlfriend.
I didn't want to kill my mom on Mother's Day with any type of news like that. So no, she's a dog mom. I got her I got her a nice bouquet of flowers, and we went out to a nice dinner. My brother and his wife was in town, and we did that. And my parents were in town, and we had a hoot and a half, guys. I'll tell you what, man, we ripped up Cleveland. Oh my goodness. I've become a big ambassador to Cleveland and my family, so I'm trying to get them to move here. But I went in one. Yeah.
You are 2021 Al Roker.
Yeah, in one step, I'm taking them one step farther to potentially moving here. So we'll see. But yeah, we teared up the town, man. It was Cleveland will never be the same. I think downtown after the my credit card will never be the same after Alley Cat Oyster Bar. Oh my gosh, yeah,
that's
that
nice.
One's
of
gonna
you.
take a
You
little
bought
bit to
for
recover
everybody?
from. Not everybody, but yeah, a decent amount. Yeah.
Planting his roots, Austin. And here we thought the lead story was Al Roker. It's Austin and his big weekend and the future to come.
We love that the Love family was in town. Well, thank you
loving
all.
the land all over.
Yes, loving the land times multiples. All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining this On The Go post show. Don't forget to check out Al Roker on the Today Show. And
just saw him. Looks great.
Yep. Cleveland, we are shining. Have a great Monday, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday starting at 4:30 a.m. on Go.